He was a comedian, a joke to some, a symbol of hope to others. But when the bombs began to fall, he didn't run. This isn't just the story of a president. It's the story of a man who found his voice and gave it to his people. This is the story of Volodymyr Zelenskyy. Before we begin, if you believe in the power of courage, of ordinary people becoming extraordinary, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us keep telling stories that matter.
I wasn't raised to lead. I was raised to entertain. I was born in Kryvyi Rih, a gritty industrial city in Soviet Ukraine. My father taught at the university. My mother was an engineer. We lived modestly. We lived quietly. But I had something inside me, a need to connect, to make people laugh. Comedy became my escape, my weapon, my language. Through stand-up, I started to tell the truth, not in lectures, but in laughter. Then came television, a sketch show, then a series called Servant of the People. I played a history teacher who accidentally becomes president of Ukraine. People said it was funny, but behind the jokes, I was watching, listening, and I started to ask, why not me? Why not now? No political experience, no big donors, no promises I couldn't keep. They laughed when I announced my candidacy. They called me a clown, but I spoke directly to the people, not through parties, but through trust. And in 2019, we won. By a landslide, the comedian became the commander. I thought I knew what leadership meant, meetings, speeches, policy. But then came COVID, corruption battles, pressure from East and West. Leadership wasn't about popularity, it was about choices, and the hardest ones were still to come. February 24th, 2022, they told me, leave Kiev, fly to safety. But I said, I need ammunition, not a ride. The missiles hit, the tanks rolled in, the world watched, waiting to see if we'd collapse. But I stood my ground, we stood our ground. I filmed videos from the street, I wore the same green shirt, because this wasn't a show anymore. This was life, our life. Each night I spoke to the nation and the world, not with perfect English, not with rehearsed lines, but with something no script can write. Truth, pain, love for my country. They bombed hospitals, they shelled schools, but we fought with everything we had. We weren't just defending land, we were defending identity. There were days I felt like we were screaming into the void, when aid was slow, when politics stalled. But then, something changed. Ordinary people around the world started to wear our flag, to say our name, to care. And that mattered, because our fight became theirs too. I've lost friends, colleagues, innocent children. Every day I read casualty numbers, but they're not numbers. They're names, faces, lives. And still, I must smile. Still, I must lead. Because when you carry a nation on your back, you don't get to collapse. Ukraine is not perfect, neither am I. But we are alive, and we are proud. We sing in the streets. We bury our dead with dignity. We fight not because we hate, but because we love. And when this war ends, we won't just rebuild cities. We'll rebuild hope.
Volodymyr Zelenskyy didn't ask for this war, but he met it with the only weapon he had, his voice. A voice for freedom, for dignity, for a people who refuse to bow. So we ask you, when your moment comes, will you speak up? Will you stand your ground? Or will you wait for someone else to do it? Let us know in the comments, what does courage look like to you?